we're going to get into it. Now, I'm doing some jiggery pokery, right, with the camera every time I come in. So you're going to probably notice that things either look worse or look better. And until I kind of sit back and review it afterwards, I never really know. So, yeah, I'll get it right at some point, I guess. Right. Okay. Let's get going again. I hope everyone had a great night's sleep. I actually had a pretty good night's sleep. I've just woken up feeling a little bit on the tired side today. And I also have a fantastic crick in my neck, which is lovely. Just what you want on them cold mornings. And I have a feeling it's to do with the way that I'm sitting, which I can't really do a lot about at the moment. I am going to look into something in future. To maybe make it a bit more of a pleasant experience. But we make do, we mend, and we carry on. I had a wonderful conversation today with the beautiful Miss Dark Raven, who is just lovely inside and out. And it really prepped me up for a good day. And then I had a nice conversation with my wife. So yeah, we're already off to a winner. I also moved the camera a bit down a bit more because it was kind of brought to my attention by Burst Bear, BB4 Bear, who I raided the other day, who actually said to me that he was watching my paint by numbers stream. He said, but I honestly thought your camera had frozen. He said, because I couldn't see you doing anything on there. He said, so I left. So now I've kind of moved the camera now, so hopefully that won't be an issue in the future. So I appreciate the feedback. Very much so. Oh, don't make me blush. Oh, it's making you blush. It's the least of your worries, darling. Let me assure thee. I'll put you off playing Diablo 4. So my plans for today are completely up in the air because I honestly don't know what I'm going to do with myself. I knew that I wanted to do some more paint by numbers on here. Oh, by the way, everyone, Miss Raiden is actually going to start doing some paint by numbers herself. I don't know if I should have said that. I don't know if I would let the cat out of the bag or whatever else, but I'm excited for that. Really excited for that. So if that is a thing, then I apologise if I've let the cat out of the bag when I shouldn't have done. But that's just, you know, I'm kind of glad to see it's going to happen at some point. So, yeah, that would be great. It's going to become one of us. One of us. So today I actually put my category in Twitch for just chatting because I've had a couple of messages from people who say that paint by numbers isn't art, so you shouldn't put it in the art category. And you know what? I just thought I can't be bothered to argue. So I just decided I'll put it in just chatting. Because the chatting part is, of course it is. Well, exactly, that's what I thought. But I'm not going to argue. The way I looked at it is that what I would like out of this is the chats whilst I'm doing this. So I figured, oh, sorry, I'll put it in just chatting. You never know. People might just come in here and just think, oh, just chatting. I'll come in here and have a chat. I realise I've said the word chat a little too much. You know, it's lovely. My boy's in the next room in his bedroom. And my wife's downstairs in the kitchen on her computer. And they're playing with my other son on Discord at the moment. And all I can hear is just laughter. And it's so nice. I mean, there are a lot of abusive words as well. I'm not going to lie to you and say it's all PG, because it's not. But, yeah, it's just nice to hear it. Whilst I was uploading my last lot of videos for YouTube, I kind of noticed that because of the way I've done the camera now and I've zoomed it looks like I'm probably further into the painting than most people actually realise, or realise. But I'm going to zoom the camera out in a minute once I've done this, and I'm going to show you how little I've done in the grand scheme of things. When I tell you that this is going to take me a while, believe me, it's going to take me. So I've been bought a couple of paint by numbers, which I'll be doing on stream as well. And I'll keep doing them as long as you keep watching them. You know, and then, you know, if nobody wants to watch, then that's fine. I should just go back to doing them, you know, on my own. I enjoy this. I just wanted to share it with people that maybe would like to watch it. I know there's a few people out there that like to hear me drone on because of my accent. And droning on is something that I can do in spades. So we get this little number 3 here. Yeah, so I got some smaller paint by numbers, and what I'm thinking about doing is I'm thinking about giving them away on stream or even on YouTube. I'm the only thing that I would ask is that, you know, that whoever gets it is prepared to pay the postage and packing to receive it. But you'll get the painting that I do on stream. And not that it means much, but I'll sign it and date it and stuff. So I was thinking that mightn't be a bad idea to do. Yeah, I figured that would be a good idea. So I'm gonna figure out the logistics of doing that and actually get it done. Because it's going to get to a point soon where I'm not going to have enough wall space to put all these up, because I do have quite a few to do. And I want to, obviously, I want and need to get my grandchildren's presents out of the way first. although the other paint by numbers I've got here are slightly smaller than these ones, which is kind of nice, and they're not as intricate as these ones, so they shouldn't take me too long to do. So I may even sneak one in beforehand. Who knows? I know I've had hey Xenomorph, how you doing, beautiful? I hope you're having a fantastic day. Yeah, like I said, I'll finish off this little bit here, and then I'll unzoom the camera so that you get an idea of exactly how much has been done. Because I know that me sitting here going, oh, it's going to take me so long and whatever else, with the way I've got it set up at the moment, you can't really tell, but you'll get the gist in a minute, I guarantee you. Just sat down with some smoked cheese and salami slices. Oh, that sounds amazing. I love smoked cheese. Actually, I just like cheese, full stop. I never used to, though. The only cheese I could eat would be like mild English cheddar. And even then, I couldn't really eat in a sandwich. But, you know, like I said, these days, your taste buds change, and now I can just eat cheese off the block. And the stronger, the better. But if you'd have told old me, young me, that I would have liked it, I would have laughed in your face. Quite frankly. So let me just do this number 2, and then I shall zoom the camera out, and then you'll get to see what it is I'm prattling on about. Oh, I just had text massage. What was that? Oh, I didn't get to see it. Because it goes off too quick, because I'm painting. It's a shame. I mean, I get it for this picture, but it's a shame everything's so dark, because it doesn't look very striking. Although, since I've sorted out the saturation on the camera and done something with the lighting, you can actually see the colours a bit better now, rather than it just being a dark blob at the bottom of the canvas. But once we start putting the unicorns in this, it's going to look amazing. And Xenomorph, I've just bought myself another paint by numbers, a very cheap one, because I'm going to start to learn blending with paint. So it's smoked bacon is top tier with fusilli and pesto. Oh my god, that sounds amazing. Yeah, so I want to learn how to do the whole shading with paint and stuff. So I bought this paint by numbers, and it's like a boat on a lake, and there's a big mountain range with snow on it behind it. And the picture itself, like the sky is just 4 block colours, right? And it doesn't look particularly great, but I bought it because I think I could make all of the block colours properly merge into each other with some shading and make this cheap paint by numbers look a lot better. I think I can, right? So the fact that it's cheap was nice, because it means that not only do I get to just do the paint by numbers itself, because you know how much I enjoy doing that, I can test out my theory and trial and error it, and if it all goes wrong, I haven't wasted a lot of money and ruined a really good picture. But if what happens in my head, yeah, thank you, if what happens in my head actually happens on the canvas, I have a feeling it's going to look really good. And then if it does, that's going to be the one I'm most proud of doing on my wall. You know? So I figured I'd give it, if you've, yes, I've spent many a night, 2-3 o'clock in the morning in the UK, of watching Bob Ross. And the guy is a legend, an absolute legend. I had a really nice compliment from somebody once, which I don't feel like I deserved, but that they turned around and said, "You're like an English Bob Ross when you're talking, because you're quite relaxing, you're nice to listen to and stuff." And then I pointed out to them, and it's not because of my painting skills, because that guy was beyond. He was the one that actually got me interested in painting. I'm not going to lie, as he probably did for thousands, hundreds of thousands of other people. Because, you know, every tree needs a little friend. I tried to follow on once and it was so bad. I just couldn't do it. Yeah, because he's constantly saying, "Oh, it's easy, you know, you just do this here, you put that there, and it's just your imagination and you can make it look how you want. It's your world," and it just makes it sound so easy, but you just need that little bit of artistic flair to pull it off, which I openly have said on thousands of occasions that I just don't have. But, you know, I'm taking your idea of what you turned around and said by just keep doing it and try, and that's what sort of sparked me off to buy that painting today. So thank you. See, I do listen to people. I listen to you all, and I take ideas and I take constructive criticism really on board, because, you know, I've never, like I've always said, I'm never one to think that I'm ignorant enough to know all the right answers, because I don't know if it was because I learnt the natural way, struggled to do tutorials, possibly. And that's the thing, like, I feel like these days you're pigeonholed when it comes to painting and just expression and this kind of stuff, like by classes in schools and whatever. You learn this regimental way, and I just think that for me, like, art is it is artistic flair. You know, it's what you do at the time. And this is why I say, like, it's almost impossible, at least for me, to learn how to do it. But, you know, when you pointed out the other day that what I'm doing now is subconsciously just brain training myself to do certain things and to learn it, I just figured, you know what, you got a point, because I even impressed myself the other day with, like, my brush control now. You know, of knowing what pressures to put down on my fingers and on the brush to be able to flare the brush out in exactly the right way to achieve the end result that I want, you know. The way that I'm a lot quicker now at lining up and, you know, and what brushes to use for what. So you're absolutely right. I'm literally learning on the job. And who knows, one day I might actually be able to create something myself. That's my ultimate dream, if I'm being completely honest with everybody. You know, to be able to create something from my own head, put it down on canvas, and not just have it look like an attempt which was pretty poor. You know, something that even I can sit back and go, wow, I did that. You know, that's kind of my eureka moment, if that ever happens. I don't know if it will happen, but if you don't have a dream or a goal, you're never going to achieve it. So that's kind of mine. And let's be honest, I've got nothing but time. But what's this? Lord Creed, how you doing, Creed? Other options are taking a nice photo of your granddaughter and editing Photoshop or something into the same style paper. Yeah, that was something I was thinking of doing as well. Genuinely. I might start off with my dog, my little chihuahua, How you doing, Creed? I see that you've clocked in. I shall start your payments now. Dealing with tickets. Oh, yeah. Now you know why I didn't want to be staff. Good luck with that. I will come in and give hand at some point and see what I can do. But I want to try and look after myself and like I said to you all right when I started there, my focus is my streaming and doing all of this kind of thing. But yeah, tickets can be a nightmare, right? Top nice. That's cool. I'm glad to hear that. 44 people. That's impressive. Were there many bugs, like game-breaking bugs? Cool. Well, that's a bloody good sign. A really good sign. Had to do a restart to nerf money-making methods. Yeah, well, I mean, I did kind of say that there was a bit there that shouldn't have been, but you know, it's all trial and error. That's what the soft launch is for, you know. So, but they would have happened. Do you know the way I look at it when it comes to server economies? And I think the easiest way of doing server economy is set everything too low. Clothing was acting up, but I think it's fixed. Nice. There's one thing I know, right? Everybody will complain that everything's too cheap, right? And they'll give you all the reasons of why and how it should be. Funny thing is, though, is that when everything's perfect or too much, no one says bugger all. So my reaction to that is set everything too cheap and wait for the people to come in and complain, and then adjust it 5 or 10% each time. And then eventually the complaints will stop, and when they do, you then take 5% off of the end figure and you got yourself a decent economy. That's what I would do. Genuinely, that's what I would do. Because that way then people are not rich in seconds, for one, and for two, you don't have to wipe the server because people have found and exploited certain jobs. At least that's the way I look at it. But what do I know? I'm just an old man. Oh, sorry, actually, let me rephrase that. I'm just an old, incredibly good-looking, virile man. Yeah. I also wanted to kind of start a little discussion with regard to perception. Now, I don't mean your perception. I mean how you think other people see you, and then how much you allow that to affect your life. Because in my life, I've always cared a little too much about what everyone thinks about me. I think people look at me as an arsehole. I don't care. Well, yeah, exactly. You know, you've embraced it. No, but I used to be a really fat guy, right? because of my back, and also because of obviously not looking after myself. I'm not going to turn around and say that it was all because of my back, because that's just a cop out. You know, I was the one that did it to myself as well. But in my house, you'll very rarely see a picture of me, even in photo albums and stuff, because I wouldn't allow people to take my pictures because I was so embarrassed of how I looked. And then I just basically hid in a hole and didn't let anybody see me. Obviously, I couldn't stop people that were out on the street that could see me, because that's what it was. But every time I used to look at them, I used to think that, and I used to know sometimes, not just think, you know, I used to know that people would look at me and laugh and, you know, speak under their breath. Or there was the really nice ones that used to come up in your face and, you know, and tell you stuff. And then I would deal with it with humour. You know, they'd turn around and say, Jesus, you're really fat. And it's like, well, I'm really glad that you said that. And they're like, well why is that? It's like, well, because there's nothing wrong with your eyes, is there? You know? And then I'd kind of fire back at them, and then I'd kind of take the mick out myself, you know, to stop other people from doing it, because then they realise, well, it's nothing you've never heard before, so we're not actually making an effect. But they did. They did make an effect. And that effect actually ended up keeping me the way I was for ages, because I would care more about everybody else's opinion than my own. And I would worry about what people thought. I feel like UK people are a lot more direct. Yeah, they are. They are. Well, it's because we don't have guns. If we had guns, I think it would be a different story, you know. But I would definitely take on board what they were saying, right? And I'd internalize it, and then I'd just think to myself sometimes, you know what? That's what they all think about me anyway. That's what they all see. So sod it. It makes no difference if I sit here and I eat this, or it makes no difference if I sit here and do that. Or even worse, you know what? I really don't want to go out today. I'm not in the mood to deal with it all. And then I adopted that attitude for years. And then recently, since I put my webcam on stream and I've let you all see me in all my beautiful glory, I realised at that point the only person that was hurting me was me. Not everybody else. Because I realised I don't see those people anymore. They're just faceless people in the night who, generally speaking, usually are in a worse position than you, and they poke fun at you because they don't want people to start looking deeply into them. And then I realised a long time ago, and it was kind of brought to my attention a bit earlier on, a couple of days ago actually, that other people still struggle with this. Other people still see themselves as those people that want to feel like I need that realization. Yeah, exactly. But I just decided that I wasn't going to allow people's opinions on me, right, to influence so much my life, because it's my life. This is my go round, you know, just the same as it is for everybody else. And I just realised, you know what? Yeah, I am fat. Yeah, I don't think I'm particularly good looking. But I'm also a nice person. And I deserve the right to try and be happy. And the people that poke fun at you, the people that make you feel like crap, right? They're making themselves feel happy out of your sadness. So you've given them two things. One is you've given them the ability of allowing them to control your life. Nice, I wouldn't go that far. But you're giving them the ability to not only control your life, right? But you're also allowing them to have the happiness of destroying your life as well. And I can tell you all now, no matter how weak you feel, no matter how downtrodden you feel, No matter how much you look in the mirror or the camera and you think, oh my God, this person is awful behind it. I'm so embarrassed to be this person. I've got to hide myself away. You don't have to. Because not every person in this world looks at you the way that A, you look at yourself, and that how other people can look beyond potentially what you think's wrong with you. And I think confidence plays a huge part in life completely. And when someone knocks all of the confidence out of you, I get complimented a lot. The people I work with boost you up so much. So I know full well it's purely just myself causing issues. Well, I can tell you now, right? Your picture on I believe it's on Discord. If that is you, you're beautiful.